lamp is tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. The Statue of Liberty states that she will welcome anyone into our country, not only the healthy, wealthy, well-educated people. She specifically asked for the hungry, the poor, and the people wanting to breathe free. The resolution is resolved that the United States federal government should substantially increase social services to all the United States citizens in poverty. In this debate, substantially increase will become a multifaceted term for the affirmative that covers many aspects of the debate. We want to substantially increase awareness about assisting programs, substantially increase accessibility, and finally, the social services themselves. Next, I'll explain what a social service is, just to clarify. A social services benefits and facilities such as education, food subsidies, health care, and subsidized housing provided by the government to improve the life and the living conditions of the children, disabled, the elderly, and the poor in the national community. Finally, poverty is defined by Dictionary.com as the state or condition of having little or no money, goods, or means of support. Some social services that the affirmative will be talking about throughout the debate are Head Start and welfare. The National Head Start Association is a private, not-for-profit membership organization dedicated exclusively to meeting the needs of the Head Start children and their families. Head Start, created in 1965, is the most successful, longest-running national school preparing program in the United States. It provides education, health, nutrition, and parent involved services to low-income children and their families. Nearly 25 million preschool-aged children have benefited from Head Start. Head Start keeps parents involved while also helping the kids and teaching them everyday lessons. It's a head start for the future, a gift to children and their parents too. It teaches them manners and their ABCs instead of sitting home and watching their cartoons. Families that want to enroll in Head Start must meet income eligibility guidelines in order to enroll their kids, but services are free. In order to qualify, a family of four must have an income of less than $20,000 a year. Head Start teaches to our plan, which is educating, but it only has one problem. There are few amounts of Head Start facilities in Pennsylvania. Alone, there are only 66 Head Start programs. Welfare, which began during the Great Depression in the 1930s, is a federally funded and governed U.S. program that gives assistance to those who have little or no income. The U.S. welfare system stayed in the hands of the federal government for about 60 more years until 1996, when the Republican Congress passed a law that gave the control of welfare back to the states. There was a controversy going around before the reform claiming that the individuals were abusing the welfare program by not applying for jobs. Having more children just to get more aid, and staying unmarried as to qualify for greater benefits. Eligibility for welfare is determined using gross and net income size of family and any emergency circumstances, such as medical emergencies, pregnancy, homelessness, or unemployment. The government provides assistance through TAMP, or Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. TAMP solves the problem about the people relying on welfare because it requires that all recipients of welfare aid must find work within 2 years of receiving aid, and the failure to follow these requirements could end in the loss of any benefits provided by the welfare system. There are too many people suffering from poverty now, too many people that are stuck and need the help from the government. If the poor aren't provided for, it could swing back to hurt the government. If the poor adults start to become educated, then they could get a job, but most homeless don't have as much initiative as Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness. They needed incentives to push themselves. If the parents are raising the kids poor, they probably won't receive the best education, which will lead to them to a minimum wage job and continuing through a vicious cycle of poverty. But if their kids are educated, they will be on a better track, hopefully get a better job, and end the cycle. Our keystone philosophy is that it's the government's responsibility to provide for the poor. Clearly stated in the Constitution's preamble is promote the general welfare. We have the money to take care of this problem. We just need to use it wisely. So instead of putting money into all social services, we need to improve them by providing more funding for effective social service programs and eliminating programs that are not successfully addressing the needs of those in poverty. It is the sworn duty of our government to take care for all of its citizens, providing services to improve the living conditions, nutrition, health care, and education of those citizens in poverty will will be to the benefit and betterment of the population as a whole and the country as well. It also would have a domino effect. Providing safe and stable living conditions to disadvantaged populations will enable them to attend to their education and employment, thus enabling them to attain a steady income, thereby improving their situation and decreasing or eliminating their need for social services. Lady Liberty didn't say, "Send me retired or poor, and I will herd them into slums and ghettos where they will struggle and starve without notice or help from the middle or upper classes." She beckons for the huddled masses to come and breathe freely. Poverty is not freedom; it is more like a prison. You are trapped in it. We as a democracy must do all we can to eliminate poverty, so that all may breathe free.